Hey loves, Heather again. Hope you're all doing well on this beautiful day. I wanted to tell you about a little bit about my transplant since I had mentioned it in my first video. So I have dealt with kidney issues since I was very, very little. And so it was kind of a lifelong ramp up. When I was 20, I ended up with kidney failure, was on dialysis for 10 months, and then ended up with about 50% function return. So that was just amazing. So about a year and a half ago, I finished the transplant workup through Mayo Clinic to get a new kidney, and I needed a liver too, due to a hereditary disorder where my liver doesn't make an enzyme to break down just a byproduct that our bodies make and is in some plants called oxalate. So I needed both the liver and the kidney, even though otherwise my liver was completely fine. So I got the call after I had restarted dialysis for a little less than a month. I had to have a chest catheter that went to my heart so that I could hook up the two ends, or the technician or nurse could hook up the two ends to the dialysis machine so my blood could be clean, because your kidneys process out all of the toxins in your body. So that was definitely a necessity. I really felt like crap. There was, nausea and totally exhausted, no energy. And so anyhow, I got the call after doing dialysis one morning, because I did dialysis at night from 6 to about 12:30, and then went to work in the morning, was there about half an hour, did some of my morning routine there with some tasks that I had every day. And I looked down and my phone was buzzing on my desk, and it said my surgeon's name, and I thought, wow, what the heck? What's wrong now? What other tests do they need? Because it's a process. So I answered the phone, and my surgeon was like, hey Heather, we have a great match for a kidney and liver for you. And I was kind of speechless. I wasn't quite sure that I was ready, because transplant, I had been, talking about it for a very long time. It had been 7 months since I was listed. Due to needing 2 organs, they usually bump you up the list when it's a hereditary disorder that you have no control over. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. I was on dialysis and still, feeling kind of crappy, because dialysis only gets you to a certain level. And so I said, well, let me call my mom. I just want to run it by her, because she's my care person that's going to be with me after transplant. So I called my mom and I'm like, hey, they have organs for me. Should I take them? She's like, well, yeah. So I called my surgeon back and said, yes, I'll absolutely take it. I had a meeting with my boss and the CFO of the company, because admin works that way. Then after going through some of the projects I was doing and where I was at with them so that somebody else could pick up the stuff, I started to head home. I called everybody I could think of to tell them the news, and I was so excited to be done with dialysis and to start feeling better in the future. And I knew that the doctors were going to take care of me, but also I was kind of nervous, because it's a really big surgery. I had to have 2 large incisions, one from like here, and then it splits out. They call it the Mercedes for the liver, because your liver is on the right side. Of course, my right, your left. I had the kidney, which actually, instead of going in the back, goes in the front lower abdomen. So it just depends on blood vessels and stuff, which side they put it in. So I have mine on my left side. You know, it's kind of scary. I had a 10-hour surgery. I also had to have my, what they call native kidneys, or the kidneys you're born with, removed due to them being so full of that oxalate that it would migrate to the new kidney and really, really damage it. So we had to be careful of that. So yeah, it was kind of scary too. I was kind of nervous, but really excited. So it was a whole lot of up and down, and I called my pastor, I called my best friend like 18 times. I called my sister, of course, my dad had been notified, called my grandma, and just a bunch of other people. Anybody I could think of, because I didn't want to be mentally alone at that point. I really wanted to talk to people and let them know, because so many people have been so supportive to me. That was a thing. I got home and I looked around at my place. I'm like, what do I pack? Because I knew I was going to be away from home for like a month. And I was just kind of like, I'm not going to be able to come back here until I'm back here. So what do I need? So I packed, you know, anything I could think of: comfy pants, comfy clothing, my iPad, my phone charger, of course, stuff like that. But nothing like way too much. So I ended up with 2 bags between the clothes and my skincare products, toiletries, and then I had my purse and I had my iPad. So I took my dog because my dad and sister were going to be watching her while I was gone for 3-4 weeks, and went to my parents' house because I was meeting my mom there to pick her up so we could go down. So we went down, and the whole ride down, I mean, I called my best friend so many times because I was just roller coaster up and down, laughing one second, crying the other, because there's just so much emotion when you've dealt with something like this for so long. I mean, I was 27 when I got the transplant. I had dealt with it and understood that I had kidney problems since I was 2.5, 3. So we're talking like 24, 25 years here. It was a big thing. We got going, said our goodbyes to my dad and sister and my dog, got down there, and this sweet, sweet lady was in the elevator with us. And so I was kind of struggling because I had a few bags, you know. And she offered to take it to my room for me, and I just thought, oh my gosh, what a kind person. And my mom had her bags too, so she had her hands full. So she brings it to my room. I get in my room, and you know, they kind of say, oh, what are you here for today? Just confirming. Yeah, I'm gonna get a kidney and a liver. They're like, all right. And I'm like, let's do this. And then I just had this total peace. I had no more anxiety about it. I was happy. I was just in this amazing, almost undescribable place. And I totally attribute that to God 100%. I had so many people praying for me. It was just amazing. I'm still just in awe of how it worked out and how much it was meant to be. It's just phenomenal. So, had to wait a while. I had to wait for the organs to be harvested from my total blessing of a donor. I had a 10-hour surgery. There was a little bit of complication. I had a blood vessel that was deteriorated that they had wanted to connect the kidney to, so they had to take one from the donor and graft that in. I had my native kidneys removed, and I had the liver put in. And my liver was donated to the Mayo Clinic for research purpose. I hope that it can maybe give somebody else who might have this very rare disorder a chance at a better life through the research that they can do. 10 hours of surgery. I woke up, had plenty of pain meds, was in the ICU for 24 hours, and then got transferred to a room. And I was in the hospital for a total of 9 days. And they were just phenomenal. It was quite the process. Lots of pain, but lots of healing. I had a few visitors. It was good that I didn't have too many, but because I got wore out really easy at that point. But after those 9 days, I got released to go stay at the hotel that we had, and we had basically a 2-bedroom apartment. It was everything I could have hoped for. It was blocks from the Mayo Clinic. They had a shuttle, so we didn't have to pay for parking. And I had appointments and blood draws like every single day. Except for Sundays, I just had a blood draw. And Saturdays were my only completely free day. And I had to start getting up early and taking my blood pressure and medication and taking my temperature and weighing myself every single morning, because there's so many little indicators that would denote that the body was rejecting. And it's so common for transplant recipients in the first year to actually have one or more rejection episodes. So they really watch you, especially in the first month, very, very closely. So all kinds of appointments. And because I had 2 organs, it was a lot of appointments. So that was a whole process, and I had another hospital stay for 6 days due to a wound infection, which happens. They knew how to take care of it. Again, God had his hand on it. I didn't have to worry. Then I got to go home 2 days before my birthday, which was on Thanksgiving. And being home at my parents' was just wonderful. My mom is a nurse, so I had the best caretaker possible. And I still was healing from that wound infection. And I ended up going back to work after 2 months and a week or two. Because I was kind of going stir crazy. I was ready to get out of the house and have a routine instead of just sleeping whenever I wanted. And I really feel like it helped me to heal quicker. It gave me purpose going back to work. So I was really glad for it, and I really love the place I work. People are wonderful. So that's kind of the story of my transplant. Last checked, I have about probably 35% kidney function, which, given that I had some issues that way, some complications, I may gain more function in the future. If not, I'm feeling better than I have in years, honestly. I have side effects from the meds. Again, I shake. Sometimes my stomach gets a little funny. My memory isn't the greatest. Now, I used to have kind of an amazing memory. Now it's a little impaired, but it's not terrible. But I am so thankful to everyone who is and was so supportive, and to my donor for giving me this chance to be so healthy and to enjoy life and to continue enjoying life and to be there for other people and to make a difference in somebody else's life. That's my desire, is to bring joy to people and encourage people. I really love talking to people and learning things and teaching people things. It is really very much a passion. So I hope to be able to do that here to some extent. If you have any questions for me, I would love to answer them. You can direct message me. You can email me at featherweatherlife@gmail.com. or you can leave it in the comments. I would love, should you have any questions, need any clarification, or have just any general questions about me, maybe I'll have a question answer session. Just so you all know, I am on Instagram. I post every day, every few days. Get some fun makeup looks, give some inspiration, bring some encouragement to you. That's really my goal, you guys. I just want to love on you guys. So I hope you're having just a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to know more about me, if you want to see more makeup tips, more just life, more talks, learn about skincare, what have you, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, give my video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I hope to see you very soon. I'll have another video on Monday, so we'll do some fun look something. I'm going to have videos for sure every Monday, and sometimes post in between. So hope you guys just have a wonderful week, great weekend, get out and enjoy the weather, do something for you that you enjoy. Alrighty, bye.